Good morning. Janet, hello, good morning. This is our meditation class. So we're going to do about a little less than 20 minutes of meditation this morning, around 20 minutes. And then I'll stop this video and we'll start a new one for mini mat class. So find a comfortable seat. I'm going to grab a cushion today. And you can bring your legs in front and rest your hands just on your thighs. I like putting my hands down because it gives a sense of stability um, and almost like rootedness here. Let your elbows open a little bit to bring some air through your armpits so you're not gripping in the shoulders. And then allow there to just be a little bit of air there through the armpits without holding your arms too much. So if you find that they're getting too close at some point, you can always do a little put air out or a little prairie dog hands and then return your hands. With your pelvis, you want your pelvis to be in a position where you're either on top of your sit bones or slightly forwards of your sit bones as much as it is comfortable. So maybe take a little rock forward and back. So we're just being really mindful of our movements here. And then bring it forwards. And then your rib cage is on top of that. And if you take one hand down to your pelvis, maybe one hand up towards your rib cage, you can feel a nice flow of your breath. And this is a little bit different than our Pilates breath. It can get a little lower, so it's a little bit more relaxing than our Pilates breath. Calming our nervous system. And just preparing your mind for meditation. So you can think that there's even like a warm up for meditation. And then bring your hands a little bit higher. So right underneath your collarbone is your sternum. And now see what it feels like to breathe here. And let your hands be heavy. So it's almost like an internal hug. I love those internal hugs. And then from there, let's take our hands up to our head and almost like you're giving yourself like a little massage, pull up and back. Oh, yeah, and all this stuff will make you sleepy if you're not sleepy already. So we find some little nods forwards and nod forward and almost think of like catching your head on the way back. And then take one hand to the back of your head one hand to your sternum. Lean back a little into them. Good. It can be really sleepy sitting. Nod your chin a little bit. And with your head, I know it's not what you want to hear, but almost feel like you could give yourself a double chin. So you're pulling up and back. And then release your arms down to your thighs again, palms down. And think about lining up your pelvis, rib cage, sternum, and your head. Once you have those lined up, take a few moments here to just breathe in and out. And feel how the breath naturally flows once everything is stacked. So even your throats, like really making sure that our throats are stacked above the pelvis. And you can even cup your hands around your throats, just very gently with this part of your body, obviously. And as you breathe in, feel like an expansion, like your neck like expands and widens. And if your hands are on your neck, of course you can keep checking in to these different body parts at different times, or keep your hands on your thighs, remembering to keep a little bit of airiness through your armpits. If you're keeping your eyes open, and in this form of meditation we usually do, but do whatever you want to do. You're going to bring your gaze down towards the floor and forwards. Allow your tongue to hit the roof of your mouth. Allow your mouth to be slightly open so your teeth don't clench. And use this moment, just this moment, this very moment, to breathe. And remember here that we're thinking about following the breath, and that really at this point in our journey, there is no such thing as not thinking. So acknowledge that you will have thoughts. There may be thoughts about what's happening at the moment, maybe about how your body feels, or there may be thoughts about whatever it is that's on your mind or that you didn't even know that's on your mind. So some people call that like monkey minds. And you don't need to get upset about it. Because again, no matter what we do, we're going to have thoughts. Okay? Maybe eventually we'll find enlightenment. But when a thought, feeling, or emotion pops up, our goal is just to label it. Oh, that's a thought. And that way your mind doesn't take you on a journey or a story about that thought or that memory or that thing you have to do. You label it and go back to the breath. The breath will always bring you into the present moments. This training isn't about sitting here on this cushion. This training is about what you do when you're not on the cushion. So how do we just come back to the breath when all else is lost? Take a moment here to just recheck in, pelvis, ribs, sternum, back of your head, maybe even your forehead too. Thank you so much for joining me this morning to take just some time for ourselves to breathe and to feel. I'm going to end this video and start a new one where we'll do our Pilates exercises or some type of exercise.